Well, it is no secret that Toledo has a bit of a blight problem. You have seen all the boarded up, abandoned homes.
Like that one, our 11 Investigates team has looked into the issue for nearly 5 months, and tonight is the first night of a 3-night series looking at not only blight, but also the unpaid taxes that often accompany it.
And the issue is not easy, and all of it starts with a 2003 murder on a Central City street. Lead investigator Brian Duggar has that story.
Crystal Hunt was murdered by her boyfriend here in front of her home on Forest Avenue in central Toledo. And in July of this year, Crystal was charged with a first-degree misdemeanor for allowing her home to fall into disrepair. And last month, a bench warrant was issued for the woman who had now been dead for more than 19 years. And some people just don't understand how that can happen.
Halloween's coming up and stuff, but if you can bring back the dead, hey, that's wow.
Yeah.
You're God.
The blight fight in the city of Toledo is a monumental challenge for those waging it. There are 120,000 total Toledo properties. The city has 11 inspectors who patrol the streets looking for problems with homes and issuing warning letters if they determine the properties have a public nuisance violation.
I believe we've sent approximately about 12,000 notices out. But that covers a broad range. That would cover high grass, that would cover an abandoned house, and everywhere in between.
For nearly 5 months, 11 Investigates has looked into the Toledo blight issue and also a problem that often comes along with it: unpaid property taxes. More than 3,000 residents or former residents, including Crystal Hunt, owe the city $50 million in unpaid property taxes. What could you do with $50 million?
Oh my goodness. I take very seriously the responsibility of collecting the taxes, because I know that at the end of the day, the taxes go to essential services. They fund firefighter positions, they fund first responders and our lovely zoo and Imagination Station and all of these essential aspects to our community.
And on that delinquency list, 497 residents will never pay because they're dead. But despite this, the city is still devoting resources to prosecuting the dead. 58 of those who are dead and owe taxes have also been charged in court long after their death for having a nuisance property.
We utilize public records as our main source of being able to verify who that property owner would be. And public records don't always indicate who that next of kin would be.
But in Crystal Hunt's case, a public records search clearly shows that she died in 2003, and a further search shows several kin, including their phone numbers. And a simple Google search pulls up several articles related to her murder. Her sister would not go on camera, but she met us at Crystal's home, saying that for a time she tried to care for that home. Now it sits abandoned. The court summons still in the mailbox. Several streets over, Ramona Collins wonders how it can happen.
Somebody's not on their job as strong as they need to be. They need to follow up on this stuff and make sure the information, I mean, I'm sure we can all make mistakes, especially with paperwork and stuff. But if someone's been dead for 19 years and you're still messing with them, how come you don't know they're dead?
In another case, Winona Thomas's home on Potter Street sits empty. She died in 2014. And 2 months ago, a bench warrant was issued for her arrest for not appearing in court.
Impacts the value.
Diggins has been in his commissioner's role for just 6 months and has aggressively addressed the blight issue. Now with that has come a learning period, he told us.
Does it surprise you when I tell you that there's a woman who was murdered 19 years ago and she was just charged 6 months ago with first-degree misdemeanor?
I can't say that, I mean, I would hope that that wouldn't happen, but at the same time, I can see where one name may be able to, fall through the cracks with regards to us not being able to follow up on it.
The issue points to the enormity of the challenge faced by city and county officials in addressing blight. Sometimes property owners just don't care about being taken to court, according to Molnar. They might not respond to city warnings, and sometimes they're dead. Whatever the reason, the whole neighborhood suffers, and there are no easy answers. Collins lives in a beautiful, well-kept home in central Toledo. Across the street, some of the homes are abandoned, falling apart.
I was born in Toledo. I've been here a long time. But when you get to a certain point in your life, you start to think, what am I going to do next? I don't want to look at houses that need to be torn down for the next 10, 15 years.
Over the next several days, we're going to dig deeper into the issue of blight and delinquent property taxes. Now, not all blighted properties are delinquent, and not all delinquent properties are blighted, but sometimes both cases occur, and the city and neighbors are left with an eyesore that generates no revenue for the city and drags down property values. And we want to know, what is being done to address the problem? Reporting in studio, this is Brian Duggar for WTUL 11.